I get amped up watching others progress, and there's stuff that I used to be able to do that I can't do now, and there's shit that I could never do, but like I have like a mechanic brain. I'm be like, yo, try this. Like you need to, let off the brake a little. You're low side and like let off the brake. I don't know. I just try to have, like I said, I get amped when other people are progressing as well as me.
Welcome to Get Vertical Real Talk. This is a Harley stunt riding podcast. Our goal with this show and company is to introduce you to the people and ideas that will actually help you level up your stunt riding skills professionally. Today, you get to meet my friend, Ryan. He goes by Rallyshark on Instagram. And we talk... We bullshit a lot on this one, but it's actually like really good conversation. And we talk about the scene in the East Coast and how it's different than, I guess, the West Coast. And we also talk about street and lot etiquette and what new riders can learn from the recent activities that's been going on lately, because a lot of people have been wrecking on the street and it's mostly Harley riders. So we kind of dissect that conversation. We also talk about his business and how he just is starting up his LLC and he got his drag account a while ago and how he's utilizing all of that to go legit. Speaking of business, this is a business if you don't know, and I'm so grateful that you're here supporting us along our journey. If you want to support us, like and subscribes are free. But you can also stop by our website and check out our new merch line. We have kids, women's, and men's collections at getverticalcoaching.com. And we also do wheelie coaching training. So check that out. It's a really good course. It took us like 6 months to create. So check it out. It'll help you. All the mods, all the things. We are now going to meet Rallyshark. Hey, what's up, Ryan?
How's it going?
Good. Thanks for hopping on with me, man.
Yeah, no problem. I know the time difference is a little bit, but I'm making it work. Yeah.
Tell my audience where you're from. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Ryan. I'm from Connecticut. Most of you might not even know where Connecticut is, but in between Massachusetts and New York. So We're in the fucking armpit of New England, pretty much.
How's the scene out there?
Well, everybody knows the New Haven boys. So that's pretty much where you say you're from Connecticut and everybody's like, oh, you've been to New Haven? Like, yeah, we've been to New Haven. I've known all those dudes for a long, long time. Since before, like, all these fancy parts were out and shit. Like, we were making risers, making 12 bars, all that stuff. Like, nobody chopped fenders and made them look good. None of that stuff. But the scene's growing. I got the homie Stunner Society out here. He holds it down. Like, we got Stunner Society riders everywhere. We got it made out here with the cops. There's a no chase law. So, I mean...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's good and bad because, like, thefts are getting bad and cops can't even chase these dudes. Like, you get your car stolen at the gas station, the cops aren't going to chase you. Like, so it's good.
So it's not like a no chase law in the sense of they'll chase you until like a certain speed. It's more like if you don't do a crime in front of the police, they won't go arrest you.
No, dude, it's wild. Like, even if they saw you doing something, dude, I don't know how it is other parts of the country, but it's like getting to like the Wild West out here, dude. Like, people just walk out of stores with shit and fucking cops can't do nothing.
Oh, that's like Washington. We just moved from Washington because of all that.
Yeah, dude,
Is it a blue state?
I don't know. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Say no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Say no more.
Like I said,
that explains everything. Now I know where you're living.
Yeah, good for us, like, when we're on the bikes, but, like, dude, they're just just in my area, there's, you know, 1 or 2 bikes taken a week. Usually like little dirt bikes and stuff, and which is even worse. Like my boys' kids' dirt bikes get stolen. It's like, yo, how big of a dirt bag are you? Like, you're walking into somebody's garage and you see a 50. You know that's a fucking kid's bike, man. Like, leave it alone, you know? Yeah. The same dudes are getting caught, getting arrested, getting let out, and then they just do it again.
Damn, dude, that sucks.
But back to riding, as far as riding, like, we do have like beautiful streets, like smooth streets around here. I like to ride back roads. Like I'm this whole like the whole stunt term, like I wouldn't consider myself a stunt rider. I ride a Harley and I like to do wheelies where we're going, you know, like we ride miles, dude. Connecticut to Vermont is only like 2 hours to the border. So we'll be like, yo, let's go get lunch at that barbecue spot in Vermont, you know? Like, I'm not much of a lot rider. You know,
wow, you do long distance wheelies.
Yeah.
Like you ride long distance and do wheelies.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't have a big bag of tricks, but I do far wheelies. Like I'll wheelie until the bike hates me. You know what I mean?
How long have you been riding? Stunt riding?
Stunt riding since like 2015. And again, like I owe it to these kids in New Haven. Like I saw some kid on YouTube. It ended up being Gabe, but like white tee, red backwards hat, second gear on the highway doing hand drags. I was like, wow, I want to do that. I was like the typical, wouldn't call me like a Harley guy, but like, dude, forward controls, apes, like I shaped my seat, and I turned it all around, threw T-bars on my bike, fucking taller shocks, all that shit. And didn't come easy to me. It took me a while just to like learn how to get the front tire off the ground. And I've never, before Harleys, I never like, I raced moto. I'm a moto kid, but like, I wouldn't even say I could wheelie my dirt bike. Like we power wheelie across the field or something. It was like, oh, that's cool. But like never throw it back and have to use the brake or anything until I started on a Harley. And even at that, everybody knows like you don't even really need the brake until you're deep. And like, I don't even go deep anymore. You can't see my fender, but I've added blocks to my fender because it's just like, I'm getting old, I'm getting scared, whatever you want to call it. Like I just cruise. I'll let all these young kids go upside down and shit, you know?
I hear that. You know? So did you learn on a Dyna?
Yeah, I've had probably one of the hardest Dynas. Again, this was all like new to us. And in 2016, Harley did that Lowrider S with like a 110 cubic inch motor. Everybody's like, oh, dude, that's the wheelie bike. So I went down and bought one. And 100 horsepower learning how to wheelie, it ain't it, you know? Like, so I had another bike that I actually clapped a deer on. And it needed like some forks, a couple minor things. So I put it all back together. I flat tracked it once, and then this kid offered to trade me an FXR for it. And that was the best decision I ever made. I grew up on FXRs. My dad had a bunch. Like I used to ride my dad's FXRs around when I was like 14, 15 years old. So always wanted one. And I had one like years prior, but it was old. It was a shovel head motor. Didn't make any power, and somehow it still like broke every time I rode it. So I had kind of like a sour taste in my mouth over the whole FXR stuff. And then my buddy Seth, a slice of Seth on Instagram, he's from out here too. We went riding with him, and I had my Dyna, and I was like, dude, I want another FXR. And then, like I said, coincidentally, this kid wanted a newer Dyna. I had one. We just made an even trade.
And you're just comfortable on it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, now that I got the bagger, so I've had them all now. I've had the newer style Dynas, the older style Dynas, the FXR, and the bagger. So I can like, now that I somewhat know what I'm doing, like I can throw up whatever, but the FXR is where it's at. Cause
Is that the easiest?
um, yeah, I mean, the thing comes right up. I tell everybody, dude, if you can't clutch up my FXR, you should probably give up because that thing will do a wheelie like on its own.
What makes it different?
It's a little bit smaller, so it's like 6 inches smaller than like an early 2000s Dyna.
Even like the
Not as
tank and
small.
everything?
It's a little bit shorter wheelbase, and it's got like a little bit less of a rake, which I like because the bike handles better, and I like to ride my bike. Some guys like the low riders and stuff. They got a little bit more rake and they slide better. But I mean, I don't really slide that much. So, like I said, I like to ride my bike more, and I love how the bike handles. Doesn't get that dyno wobble like all the dynas get. So an FXR frame is more like a bagger frame. That like the bagger has the triangle in the frame and everything, and that's why the twin cam swaps in the FXR are getting so much easier because you just source parts from early baggers and everything bolts right into your bike. So now that my bike's got a twin cam, it's like I fell in love with it again because I know nothing's bulletproof, but like a twin cam is way more reliable than the Evo I had or Evos I had. I had blew up like 4 of them. They're all over spread around all over the garage now. Just an Evo graveyard.
A bunch of parts that you're never going to get rid of because you think you might need them?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so I used to race Subarus. There's Subaru parts everywhere that I won't get rid of because I'm a little bit of a hoarder, and sometimes I need it. I'll be like, oh, I got one of those. It takes me like 2 days to find it, but I got one, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like my husband.
Oh, dude, all the homies are always over here like, yo, you got this? And I'll be like, hold on a second. I'll take a couple boxes off the shelf and fucking pull it out. Be like, you need this?
You should do a garage sale.
Nah. See, that's where like the hoarder in me is like, nah, I can't get rid of it. Yep.
So what's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying the episode. Real quick plug, I want to invite you guys to our online wheelie coaching course. This is exclusively made for Harley riders. We created a 3-stage progression method that is guaranteed to teach you how to wheelie. This is for day 1 learning riders. It's broken down from day 1 all the way to balance point. With this course, you get our exclusive members only Get Vertical app that makes it easier to access while you're at the lot practicing. You also get to join our Facebook community where we have a group experts in there all ready to help and other Harley stunt riders learning from each other. You'll also get invited with online group coaching with Bruce and I, where you can ask us direct questions about your progress and any struggles you're having. You can sign up at getverticalcoaching.com. Link will be in the description. Anyways, back to the show. So you've been in the scenes, in the Harley scene since 2015, you said.
Yep.
How have you seen it change since then?
Everybody just wants to be the next big fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen it this year, all these videos, and it's mainly Harleys wheeling into the back of people. And I'm not even one to talk because I did that Broward on Top 2000. Can't even remember if it was 2009, 2019, or 2020. It was the second one. We're on the fucking highway. I don't know if you know Florida speed, but like these dudes, they haul the mail, and I'm just screaming trying to keep up, and I actually fucking wheelied into the back of my boy that I came down there with. So, like I said, I'm not one to talk, but there's been a lot of that this year, I think. It's more and more is like, and it always seems to be the Harley guy. Whether it's like somebody on a Harley doing a roller, fucking taking a bunch of people out, or I've seen a handful of Harleys wheeling into the back of Harleys this year.
Yeah, it's been lately. And I'll admit I've done that too.
Yeah, I mean,
on my Sportster.
I don't want to like make excuses, but like the more you ride, like you up your chances of that stuff happening. Like in my case, dude, I never looked over that side of the bike. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He
so you're
was.
like,
I'm over on the left side of the bike looking, and like I said, I never looked on that side of the bike, and I like clipped him like kind of on the side. And we both walked away. My bike was like I blew a hole in the primary, but other than that, it was fine. If I hit him directly on, I think it would have been worse. So like if I checked that side of the bike, I probably would have drifted over into him even more. So I don't know. I try to look at like the positive things, even though it was a shitty situation. Like could have been worse. You know, we both could have got hurt. Both of our bikes could have got fucked up.
other people could have got hurt.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was me. I was sliding down the highway. Like 2-3 people ran me over.
And you're going fast on the freeway?
Yeah, it was. I was the top of first gear, and like I don't gear my bike or anything. I got stock gearing, so like I can go almost 60 miles an hour in first gear in a wheelie. You know? So we were booking, and of course it was my boy. It couldn't have been like somebody I didn't fucking know.
Yeah. Was he pissed?
It's kind of like an odd. I mean, yeah, I would have been pissed too. Like he's got every right to be pissed, but like I said, at least like we went back to the house and smoked a blunt, and it wasn't like I would have rather, if anything happened, I would have rather been fixing my boy's bike than somebody I don't know. You know what I mean?
I hear that. I feel like whenever you're on the streets, you're taking that chance, and when I would ride the streets, it was like I can't see shit in a sit down wheelie, so I'm like praying that someone doesn't just slow down in front of me.
Yeah.
You don't have
exactly.
Unless you have a spotter. So I used to hook up my mic with Bruce, and he would spot me and he'd be like, "You're good, you're good, you're good. All right, bring it back. Someone's slowing down, or just bring it down. You don't have time."
That's smart as hell. I wish more of us fucking thought ahead like that and did stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not only spotting, but like cops show up, you and your boys get split up. Like I don't know. I should maybe.
You can coordinate your tricks too. So like we used to like jump to spreader at the same time, scrape at the same time.
Oh
and,
hell
like,
yeah!
Coordinate everything. It's kind of dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, this is not an advertisement. Go buy a Lex & Novus. Use discount code. Get vertical.
Yeah.
Just joking, but yeah. So when I ran into the back of my friend too, I feel like it was his fault, but it's also my fault too because I should have been able to slow it down, like bring it back and slow it down. But he's like notorious for just not checking behind him before he's gonna clutch up, and he'll slow way down and not even look behind him, and then
yeah. And I'm glad you said that because that's like the big debate. It's like, oh well, he didn't look behind him, and then other people will be like, well, if you can't fucking drop back, stay out of the fucking pack. You're like, it's like, dude, there's like a fine line with that. You know what I mean? Like the best motherfucker out there that can just throw it back, go upside down, and drop back. Like you still can't stop like a bike that's on both fucking wheels. You know?
Yeah,
like,
and not only that, you're brake checking me. Like,
yeah,
it's out of
especially
nowhere. I'm not expecting it.
Yeah, and
your immediate
Harleys.
reaction is to press your brake, and then you come down on top of them because
Yeah.
they basically brake checked your ass.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's like the big debate. It's like, oh well, he didn't drop back. Oh well, he didn't look behind him. And I've said this on like a bunch of people's posts that have been like, what do you think? And it's like, I feel like us as Harleys, we need to look behind us more because we need to slow down more than any other bike. We need to slow down more than a Grom to do a wheelie, you know? Like, so you should be looking behind you even more. And I'm usually pretty good about that, dude. I'll throw my hand up, be like, dude, fucking doing a wheelie, slow the fuck down, you know? Like, I don't care who I slow down in front of, but I'll make sure they see me slowing down. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when me and my friends all started doing this Harley wheelie shit, we were just out on back roads, and there was only like always 5 or 6 of us. You know, So we kind of like knew each other's moves. I mean, shit, dude, we all still had brake lights and stuff on our bike. So we'd give the brake pedal like 3 flashes. Oh, the brake light's flashing. He's going to clutch up, you know? And then, so Hartford is like, next to New Haven, Hartford's like another big city in Connecticut. And local dudes would have Wheelie Wednesdays down there. And I started going down there. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is wild. Like, every kind of bike, dirt bikes, quads, supermotos, Harleys, street bikes. And everybody's just like wheeling next to each other and shit. I'm like, oh, damn, this is crazy. And then one year at Daytona, it was actually the year we met Sit Down Steve, Seabear, like all these dudes, they came in the Street Fighters bus. And there used to be Kill Switch Orlando Takeover. That was the name of the ride. And it was like the last weekend of Daytona Bike Week. There was a ride out in Orlando. And I rolled out there with all the New Haven kids. And that was even crazier. This was like an actual ride out. And I'm like, holy fuck, there's so many fucking people. And then you just look around and there's like, everybody's on one wheel, which like, I love that. I think that ride is really what started me like wanting to travel to other rides and stuff. You know, I've been to TSR, Ride of the Century, haven't been to Chirac yet. I hope I get to go this year. The Stunner Society boys always have like smaller rides. We went to Fayetteville, North Carolina, the DMV ride, which is Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, like that whole area where all 3 states come together there. Like I said, I come from racing, so I love traveling. I love packing up my shit, getting in the truck, fucking going somewhere new. We're still doing the same shit. We're still doing wheelies and fucking burnouts, but like it's different scenery, different people. You know, like that's what I like doing. I just like traveling.
Yeah, so you love streets too. You know what really fucking blows? This Lexan P5 Advanced Smart Tire Pump. It blows up to 150 PSI. So when you guys see me giving you free smoke all day, it's because I got my Lexan P5 with me and I'm able to change my tire anywhere I go. It's super compact and it could fit in your backpack or your saddlebags, and it also doubles as a phone charger. It's super fancy, comes with a digital adjustable setting that you just set and go. So loosen the pressure and get yourself a Lexan P5. And you can use my discount code GETVERTICAL for 15% off lexan-moto.com. What do you like about street so much?
I think it's like the risk factor. Number one, the cops, I'm not supposed to be doing it. You know, other fucking cars. And I like going far on one wheel and taking turns. Like we'll go to like some turns that we know of and try to like link them together. Like, again, we live out in the country, so we got some curvy roads. Try to slow the fuck down and take these turns and shit. I think it's more, for me, it's more challenging. Like I said, I'm getting old. I crashed a bike real bad back in 2007. I was in the hospital for 9 months. I fucking broke everything. I had 2 heart surgeries, broken back, everything. So like, I don't even have the ability to be jumping around. Like I got 2 combos, sit down to knee knock and knee knock to sit down. That's it. Like that's where like my mobility ends. Like I can't even jump from sit down to seat stander. Like I got foot drop in both of my feet. So like my feet just hang there. Like when I upshift, I kick my whole leg up because I can't like just move my foot up. Oh, so shit. Yeah. So like I'm not gonna lie. We've all been to the lot. Like I've been there to practice shit, but like I'm not trying to collect a big bag of tricks. Like I've come to the realization like my body ain't there yet. I'm just happy to be doing what I could do. And
you're just having fun.
For me, yeah. And for me, like it's more challenging trying to wheelie from here to the fucking next town over, you know? Like I said, I'll let the young kids have all those tricks.
That's good that you're cool with that, you know? It took me a
Yeah.
minute to like be cool with that. Now I'm cool that I only have like one trick. But it took a minute to transition from that like identity
Oh,
of
bro. Yeah, I get amped up watching others progress. You know, and there's stuff that I used to be able to do that I can't do now, and there's shit that I could never do, but like I have like a mechanic brain. I'm be like, yo, try this. Like you need to, you know, let off the brake a little. You're low side and like let off the brake. Fucking I don't know. I just try to have like I said, I get amped when other people are progressing as well as me. You know, so if I can help somebody. But that's another like fine line too, because people don't take constructive criticism very well. Like, and I'm a big shit talker. So even if I'm trying to help, people think I'm just talking shit. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm being serious. Like, try this. Like,
yeah,
I feel like,
coming from someone that gets coached by their husband a lot, like all the time. It depends on your mood. When you can if you're
yeah,
frustrated, the last thing you want to hear is what you're doing wrong because you already know you're doing something wrong. And yeah, a lot of times you already know what you need to do differently. You're just having a hard
yeah,
time doing that thing. And the last thing you want to
yeah.
hear is that, hey, do something different. It's like, I fucking know. Like, I know I'm doing it
And
wrong.
so I was, like I said, I was a moto kid, but like, luckily my parents pushed me to play like actual sports too. So with like team sports like that, you learn to take criticism. Like you learn to take orders from your fucking coach. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody tells me something, I'm like, all right, cool. Like he might know something I don't know. I'm gonna try that. Um, I feel like a lot of these younger kids that like never really played sports and shit, like they might be the ones taking it a little to heart. Like, oh, dude, why is he talking shit? Just trying to fucking look out for you, man. I see you struggling. Just try something else. If it don't work, whatever. Fuck me then. You know?
Yeah, I hear that.
Nope.
Yeah, or they're just emotional because I'm definitely an emotional writer, so they could be emotional too.
Yeah, yeah. That's another thing. Is like you said, how's the scene out here, and kids just get caught up in their feelings too much out here, man. You know?
Is there drama there?
I mean, there's drama everywhere, but there are some younger kids in the area that just don't like my shit talking, my ball busting, and I'm the big mean Harley fucking guy in the area now, which is fine with me, dude. I got enough friends. You know, fucking, I don't need to be your friend. Just we can ride together. I don't gotta be your fucking friend.
So you mentioned like earlier that I think you rode with Street Ride, but I don't know if it was local to you. I don't remember. But it was like a bunch of different types of bikes, like dirt bikes and I think you
Yeah,
said street bikes.
that was that Orlando ride.
Okay. What's your lot like? Does it have a bunch of different types of riders? Or is it all
Um,
Harley riders that ride together or street bikes and dirt bikes mixed?
the lots now, well, so lots around here get shut down pretty quick. Um, but yeah, lot days out here have turned into like pretty much any bike. Like if you're going to a lot, like you're probably fucking loading up and going there. So like kids will bring their big bike, their mini, you know, like it is pretty diverse if there is like a lot day that doesn't get broke up by the cops. Um, yeah, lots out here are hard to find. Just once word gets out, it just gets fucking blown up, and there's always the group that like for whatever reason they don't fucking work, you know, like they'll be down at the lot 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday pissing off the old lady that's home or pissing off the business that they're next to and shit. Like that's really the downfall of our fucking lots over here. These fucking broke asses that don't work. Like, I get it, dude. You want to ride, but like, don't fucking kill the spot because you got nothing to do on 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the rest of us are fucking working. You know? And they show up, like, the whole family's down there, they're grilling. Like, I get it. That's cool. But there's a time and a place for it. Like, you know?
Once
so
you have
many
a secure lot, it's fine. But if it's like a iffy lot and people work there during business hours.
Yeah, and like nothing's really secure out here, but we've had spots that have been cool. Like, because it's a handful of us, whether it's a business or a house, like they just see the same handful of people in and out of there. Chances are we've talked to them and we're like, dude, we're just out here fucking around. But once it gets blown up and then U-Haul trucks are in and out of there, dude, people get pissed off. We just haven't found like a happy medium yet. Like, I think it's because there's such few spots. Like once one pops up that like people think is like a safe spot, it just gets blown up. It gets taken advantage of, and then somebody calls it quits.
So I want to make I want to do a group podcast episode on stunt spot etiquette and street etiquette. Just basically what we were just talking about.
Word.
Maybe if I could set up like a stream, because I want to get like a stream, like TV.
Yep.
For like remote people though, remote in, I'll have you come in and chime in.
Hell yeah. Like I said, I'm a shit talker. I love it. So if I can fucking poke somebody's feelings, I'm down.
So what advice can you give a new rider that doesn't know? They're like, because we've all been there. We've all been that new rider that has no fucking idea. And you show up to the stunt spot and you don't know the rules, or you don't know when you show up to a street ride. Like, what are the rules? Start with the street rides, because we were just talking about how people are wrecking. Like, a lot of that, it takes time to learn over time.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you can tell them?
Yeah.
So they're not pulled over and yanked off their bike.
Just sit back and fucking watch everybody. Like again, like I learned most of my shit from watching people. Like, I would sit back and watch all my homies that ride better than me and just like fucking study their movements and then go try it. So it's the same concept. Watch how everybody's interacting on the streets. Like, I know every single fucking pre-ride meeting or whatever you want to call it. What's everybody said? If you can't fucking wheelie, stay the fuck in the back. And then you see that motherfucker that can't wheelie zipping in between everybody to get up to the front. Like, if you're really about it and you want to fucking learn how to fucking ride, and then go up to the front and fucking watch all these killers and shit and join in on, like, holding your own up in the front of the pack. Don't fucking go up there and just get in everybody's way and like put everybody in danger and shit. Same thing at the lot. Just chill, sit back. Like, it's not very hard to see, like, okay, everybody's doing wheelies over there. Everybody's doing burnouts over there. Like, don't go in the fucking wheelie lane and start trying to drift. Like, you know what I mean? Just, this shit isn't very difficult to understand. Like, just take a minute, step back, and just fucking watch what other people are doing. If you're like if you don't want to just talk to somebody, be like, hey man, where should I ride? Will I be in the way over here? If you don't want to talk to people, then just sit back and watch what other people are doing. There's gonna be like OGs there showing you the way without even having to tell you. Just observe what people are doing.
Speaking of being in the way, like when you're new and you're trying to learn, you do feel like you're in the way, but you have to learn like sometime. Especially at the lot or on the street. Like, a lot of guys have to learn on the street because they don't have a stunt spot to learn at, and that's usually where people do their first wheelie.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that's where, like, you should chill in the back. Like, dude, sometimes I fall to the back. Like last night, we had Mini Monday. I just got my monkey back together. I'm just starting to fucking be able to use my brake foot again because I shattered that shit 2 years ago. And, like, I was struggling. Like, I'm like, dude, how the fuck do I wheelie this thing? So I dropped back to the back of the pack where everybody's just chilling, doing the same thing, like, trying to figure shit out. And then, half hour later, I'm like, oh, word, I remember how to do this. And now I'll go back up to the front. Like, a lot of it, I think you need to learn how to wheelie so you can understand how other people are moving in a wheelie. Like how you'll be able to catch on to, oh shit, he's about to drop back. Like people's body movements and the sound of the bike, like, hitting decel, like, okay, wow, he's going to start to slow down. Maybe I should fucking slow down. And that stuff I don't think you understand until you know how to do it yourself.
Experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because I know, like I said, everybody wants to be the next big thing. Everybody wants to go out and have fun and be, like, part of the fun. But, like, I don't know, your skills got to kind of, like, match with the environment, If everybody's throwing down and everybody's fucking catwalking their bike, dude, you can't just come up behind them and fucking wheelie into the back of somebody,
Like we did.
Yeah. No.
Well,
dude, I've been hit from behind too. So, like, I hit somebody, but, like, I've been ran into. Ride of the century one year, dude. I fucking came this close to being taken out, and this poor kid on a fucking scooter got it instead of me. Kid on a CBR F4i, and, dude, he could ride. Kid from New York. Forgot his name, but we were on the highway. I think it was the main ride. This dude was on one wheel for like 4 or 5 minutes, and he must have got brake fade or something because he threw it back, and the bike just fucking, like, no tie bar, no nothing, and just, like, blew apart his tail, and the bike did, like, a weird thing and just slingshotted sideways, and, like, it was right in front of me. Like, I thought I felt the wind of his bike. Like, zoom, right in front of me, and this fucking kid on a scooter just, boom, like, thankfully he landed in the grass and shit, and everybody was all right, but, like, that's, like, what you said, we take risks. Any freak thing can happen like that. This kid, like, I was close to him because I knew he could ride. Like, I had no concerns being right next to him, and then...
Freak accident.
Yeah, shit just got away from him. I was like, holy fuck. Yeah.
See, there's those freak accidents, but then there's also the things that happen often that eventually become predictable, where that you learn from mistakes. One of the most recent ones that I learned recently, not from my own mistake, but, like, learning from my friend, he got hit turning into a gas station because the other person wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, so he was taking a right.
Yep, and he broke his leg.
Oh my God.
I know. And I'm like, so now I'm all paranoid. I don't ride streets anymore, but I always tell Bruce, I'm like, just when you're turning into a gas station, make sure there's no one, like, near you that's not paying attention. Like, get in there as fast as you can.
Yeah. And see, like, that's where I think, like, how much I rode before I started stunting. Like, most of my bikes never had turn signals or nothing. Connecticut, as long as the bike doesn't have the turn signals on it, you can't get, like, a ticket for not having them because legally you can use hand signals. So, like, all through my riding, I've always, like, thrown my hand up because I realize people, like, some people don't fucking pay attention. What if they don't see my brake light? My fucking brake light's tiny anyways. Actually, this bike doesn't have a brake light, just a running light. But you're going to see me put up my hand. You're going to be like, why is this dude putting up his hand?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking slowing down, You can't go wrong with hand signals. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, it's the most, like, recognizable thing. It's like the rider in front of you is throwing up his hand, like, pay attention. But that goes back to just like regular basics of riding. Some of these kids are doing that. They're like never fucking rode anything, not even a 110 or something. We see them just pop out on our wheelie Wednesdays or mini Mondays. It's like, yo, this kid can barely ride. What's he doing out here? Oh, I saw you guys all on Instagram, like, which is, it's fucking awesome. Like that somebody can have an influence over somebody else and like to make a decision like that in their life. Like, oh dude, I want to buy a bike and do this. But like, don't get over your head, you know, baby steps, like learn how to ride.
There's definitely a fine line, because when you initially said that, like, stay in the back if you can't wheelie, I remember the first time we ever went on a stunt ride, I was on the back of Bruce's bike, and all I wanted to do was be in the front because I wanted to watch, and I was so inspired, and so was he. And look what turned out from it.
Oh yeah,
if we would have had to stay in the back and couldn't watch what these guys were doing, we wouldn't have been inspired by it. So it's like a fine line, but
yeah,
I know what you're saying. Like, you got to stay out of the way so that we can wheelie for you.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you can be up in the front and stay out of the way, but I feel like we don't want to tell people that, because then there's just going to be more spectators up front, you know, like
filming. Filming and stuff.
Oh yeah. And I mean, we go to plenty of rides where I see people up in the front that aren't wheeling, but they can still ride. They've probably been on rides before, and like I said, they probably can relate like how somebody's body movement is going to translate into what their bike's doing. So that's like that's like an exception. Shit, we got kids that have filmed out here. They don't stunt at all, but they're never in our fucking way because they studied us. They know what we're gonna do. They know how to stay out of the fucking way. So it is like there's always an exception, but you don't want to tell people like, oh yeah, it's fine, just stay out of the way up front, because chances are they probably don't know how to stay out of the way up front.
Yeah, true that. I think the worst part is like the power wheelies and going on sidewalks, kicking over construction cones, going in oncoming traffic just to be cool. That kind of newbie riding is what pisses people off.
Yeah, and we get the tough guys out here that'll fucking knock somebody's mirror off their car and shit. And it's like,
yeah,
it's like, bro, we're the assholes right now. Like this dude's probably just trying to fucking go home or go to work or whatever. Like we're the assholes. Just fucking let him by. We'll never see that motherfucker again in our life. Like just let him go where he's got to go. Because when it comes down to it, dude, I'm not trying to fight a car with my bike, you know, like,
or hurt anyone.
Yeah, you get some fucking lunatic in the car, dude. If he wants to run your ass over, you can just run your ass over.
Dude, like, do you remember that? Were you around when was it in Texas? I forgot where it was. A truck ran over a group of stunt riders. Okay, I seriously cannot be the only one that does not trust insurance companies. Don't you feel like they never pay you what you deserve for your accident? That's why I always call Law Tigers. They're specialized motorcycle attorneys. Yes, there's a difference between motorcycles and cars. That's why you need to call Law Tigers, because they are the experts and you are not. And what's dope about them is you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. It comes out of your settlement. So if they don't get you paid, then they don't get paid. And the best part is once you call them, they take care of everything for you. You don't have to think about it at all until you're signing the paperwork saying case closed. Don't let these insurance companies screw you over. Call Law Tigers and tell them that Drea sent you. If you're local to Arizona, call my boy Jay. I'll leave his info in the description below. I think it was stunt riders or just a ride in general. It had to have been stunt riders.
I don't remember that. I remember a video of like normal bikers. They were like, you know, your Harley brothers. Like they were just, and some car ran over like 3 or 4 of them. But I don't remember.
Harassing the car?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it was that one. This one I think was a Tahoe or something like that, like an SUV.
Maybe that was it.
It could have been.
It
was years ago, but everyone was like up in arms about it. I was even pissed about it, but now like that I have a family, I remember him saying, I have kids in the car and they were trying to break my windows. They were swarming his SUV, trying to break his windows, so he gassed it.
Yeah. Something like that happened in New York City too. And I think it was like, it wasn't stunt riders, but it was like street bike riders. I don't even know what happened, but they were doing the same shit, dude. They were trying to smash the windows, and there was like 2 kids in the car.
And this weekend on a major highway in New York City, before this scary confrontation spun violently out of control. And it's all caught on camera. Inside that black SUV, 33-year-old banker Alexian Leon, his wife, and their young child. Watch as one biker appears to stop short. When the SUV hits him, the entire group of bikers comes to a grinding halt. That's when police say some of the motorcyclists got off their bikes and attacked Leon's car.
They take their helmets and they start to dent his car, and apparently his tires are slashed there with a knife.
Leon pulls off in terror, plowing through the crowd and severely injuring one biker as he escapes. Enraged, the rest of the group takes off in hot pursuit. A 3-mile high-speed chase in broad daylight. And after 4 terrifying minutes, the motorcyclists swarm the SUV once again. That's when one rider ditches his bike and tears open the driver's side door. Leon pulls it back and speeds off again, though he's not safe for long. Now trapped in traffic on this Manhattan street with nowhere to hide, the bikers attack. One of them smashing the driver's side window with his helmet, another using his fists. That's when the video cuts out. But police say Leon's nightmare continues. He's beaten in front of his family and left on the road in a pool of his own blood. He was later treated and released at a nearby hospital. But the biker that Leon mowed down as he tried to get away wasn't so lucky. Tonight, that man, 32-year-old Edwin Mieses, is fighting for his life.
All his ribs are broken. His spine is broken in 2 places. And he's never gonna walk. Never gonna walk again.
That might have been it.
Yeah, he just took off. And like you said, now you got a family and shit. Like, what the fuck would you do? And I'd probably fucking step on the gas pedal too, you know?
I'd fucking go. I'd be out.
Yeah. Because in the grand scheme of things, what the fuck did that car do to you? If you didn't get hurt, like, what the fuck did they do to you that you need to react that way? You know, like, just let it go.
Well, you know how bikes have beef with cars and they're cagers and all this shit, you know, like maybe they cut them off or like.
I see people get cut off all the time and it's like they overreact. They're like, "Wow, dude, you see that?" Like, bro, yeah, bro, he was fucking 10 feet away from you, dude. Just let it fucking slide, you know? Jesus Christ. Yeah, one of our local boys here, they were on like a busier road. It's 2 lanes each way, and a car's trying to get by. And they thought they were gonna hold up this car. It went pretty viral. It's a Honda Civic running over the back tire of a blue Grom. The Grom rode away. Yeah, I will when I find it. The blue Grom rode away. The car drove away. Like, the bumper got kind of fucked up, but like, that could have been a lot worse.
Damn.
All for what? And I hope my homie sees me talking shit right now about this because he's the one that got ran over.
Oh.
all for what though? Like, you could have got your ass ran over and dragged under a Honda Civic. you're on a 2-lane road. Move the fuck over. Let the car go by. You'll never see that dude in your life again. Like, I come up to red lights and I get in front of the traffic. Number one, I almost got taken out in Daytona. Chilling at a red light behind a car. And I just hear tires screeching behind me. And this fucking dude was all 4 tires locked up sideways coming at me. Like, I could have got crushed in between that car and the fucking car ahead of me. So that's one reason why I skip in front of cars at red lights. Number 2, like, I'm gonna take off faster than you. But like, sometimes cars will pull up like, you think you fucking own the road, you can do whatever you want because you're on a bike. And I'll just tell the dude, I'll be like, did you really have to roll your window down and tell me that? You couldn't just let the light turn green and I could take off. We go our separate ways and you never see me again, dude. Like, you just had to
I
be
didn't hold you. Yeah, I didn't hold
Yeah.
you up at all.
No, exactly. Like, there's a reason why I cut in front of you. I'm not going to cut in front of you to go under the speed limit, dude. Like, I'm trying to be on my way and you can go about your day. Like, everybody's happy, but, you know, everybody's got to say something. You got to let your opinion be heard, I guess.
Yeah, well, you see those cars like opening the doors when you're trying to lane split. Like, what the fuck's the point of that?
I was in Charlotte visiting Highside Joe, and wherever I met him, I was like heading back to my truck to load up. It was fucking dead stop traffic on the highway, and so I'm splitting lanes. And dude, like, a handful of people opened up their doors on me. I'm like, this must be a North Carolina thing, because
What?
yeah, like, and
Multiples?
again, yeah, like I had like a 40-minute ride back to my truck, and by like the 3rd time, I was like, yo, what is up with North Carolina? Like, they don't like lane splitting, I guess. But back to that same concept, dude. You just keep your door shut, watch me ride by you. I'm from fucking 10 states away, dude. You never see me again. Like, and your life will never change because I went in between you and the other car next to you. Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yep.
it's scary when they start beefing. I remember it was just Bruce and I once, and Bruce Bruce has road rage. Let's just make that clear. But the guy like tried to swerve at him on the bike, and of course Bruce won't let it go. So they just start chasing each other, and they're both like going back and forth to the point where they're about to pull over and fight or shoot each other. I don't even know what the fuck was gonna go on, but like, why?
Hey.
Why?
See, if somebody's swerving at me, I mean, that would piss me off, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta pull over and fight, you know? Like,
So you're on his side. You would have done the same thing.
and maybe, like, dude, if a car's deliberately swerving at me, again, I'm gonna keep my distance because I'm not trying to get run over, but I'm gonna let them know, like, you're an asshole. Like, why couldn't you just drive straight? And again, like, go about your day, and we'll go about my day. But yeah, that's funny because my stepdad's super road rage too, and him and another dude got out of the car to fight.
Really?
And he got his ass whooped and just got back in the car and left. And he's like, hey, you win some, you lose some, you know?
Damn.
Sometimes it backfires.
Well, I wanted to ask you, I noticed you do a lot of raffles online.
Yeah.
How does that work? Because I heard it's illegal.
Probably is. The way I do it is just like probably not very legal. But I don't know, like I don't like, I see a lot of these people like bringing in a lot of money for things. And like, so I just closed out a Grom raffle. I brought in like $4,000, and a Grom like that out here sells for like $3,500, you know? So like, bro, I'm not out here trying to get rich. And it's funny because it's it's mostly the same circle of people buying tickets from me. And I've noticed that with other people doing raffles, like it's like the same circle of people buying raffles, buying tickets to somebody else. It's definitely cool as hell and super humbling to know that like people got your back like that. Like somebody's just gonna send some fucking stranger money and oh, maybe my chip will get pulled out of the bucket. I like to stick to the minis because they're cheap. I can do cheap tickets. Like this last one was $24. Like people waste $24 on way less meaningful shit than like a chance to win something. I do have an LLC for like my parts gig. Like I've been selling parts. I've been a drag dealer for like almost 6 years now. So I want to get into doing it like legit. Like once I get a website up and running, it would be like what everybody else is doing. Like buy something and you get entered in to win that. Because that's really like the only
legit way.
Yeah, legal way to do it. Yeah, as of right now, people are just sending me money for pizza and beer.
Is that what you say?
Yeah, just send me your Instagram name. No bullshit. Like if you put the word raffle in the description, you're gonna get refunded. Try again, you know. And that's
if you put it raffle in the like PayPal
in the
or
notes.
Zelle
Like if
or Cash App?
if you Venmo me and it's like, oh, this is for 2 tickets to your Honda Grom raffle, like refund. Like read the instructions, dude. That's another thing. Nobody takes the time to like read the instructions of anything. I sell people parts all the time, and they're like, "Dude, how do you do this?" I'm like, "Did you read the instructions? It probably tells you how to do that, and then you don't gotta call me and bother me."
Yep. So, can you explain to my audience why it's illegal and like how you get around it, doing it the way you are right now with the poker chips instead of someone buying a part?
It's basically because the government wants your money. You know, me collecting money for tickets, like I'm not paying any taxes on it, none of that shit. So that's where it becomes whatever, illegal. I don't even know if it's illegal. It's just might be frowned upon.
No, it's considered gambling.
Yeah, that's true too.
So my homegirl, she's a gangster. She creates those like those stupid tumblers that you can put like your daughter's name or something for cheerleading. She'll make custom ones like that, and she created this huge Facebook group. She's like a business genius. She created a huge Facebook group, and she'll raffle it out for $1. It's like a $20 cup, but the Facebook group has like millions of members in it, and $1 you can $20 here. That's nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Because retail would be like $60 after it's like all custom and shit.
Yeah.
Long story short, the reservation she was on caught wind of it. I think a hater snitched her out. She got so fucked. So fucked.
I believe it.
But she was making bank off those raffles.
Dude, it's some jealous motherfucker probably ratted her out. Like, and I know I got some what do they call them? Some haters on my follower list, but like, I don't know. I hope nobody's that spiteful that they would rat me out. I have had my account like, what's it called? I couldn't go live for a while. There was a bunch of restrictions because I violated community guidelines. And listen to this. So this kid put up a post, and it was a screenshot of a message from some chick basically trying to sell him content. And he came back with like, no, I'm good, but I'll sell you a video, this and that. And she's like, ew, weirdo. Like, blocked him. So I shared that on my story. I'm like, hey, this is when my foot was real fucked up and real fucking ugly. It was all stitched up and shit. I was like, I'm about to sell feet pics on OnlyFans. I go, it was like 2022 or some shit. I go, 2022 is our year, fellas. Somebody fucking reported that, and I got violated for sexual content and nudity. Yeah, because I said I was gonna sell feet pics. But these chicks can message you and be like, hey, you want to fucking buy my OnlyFans, buy my webcam, buy, like, what the fuck? I don't get it. It's fucking the world we live in, dude.
Did you dispute it?
I tried. They didn't fucking, I never even heard back from Instagram.
So you got your account deleted completely?
No, it was restricted. I couldn't go live for, like 60 days or some shit, but everything's back to normal now. And I didn't even know I had a raffle going. I didn't even know until I went live to go pick the winner, and it said, you're restricted, you can't go live. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so I posted on my story, I'm like, go on my girls page, we're going live in 30 minutes, like, sorry. Yeah. All because, like, somebody, I don't know, reported me for whatever reason. And it was obviously bullshit because, like, there was no sexual content or nudity. Like,
Someone
I posted
thought your foot was sexy.
Like, I don't know. If that's the case, that person's got some issues.
Report their ass.
It looks like, dude, it looks like a Mr. Deeds foot, like dead foot.
Shit. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So you were
My feet
saying
hurt.
when you did that, I'm curious about the bike raffle just because I don't know. I never know like how people would do this, and Bruce has been saying he's wanting to do raffles, and I'm like, no, I don't want to get fucked on it. So do you buy a bike or build it for cheap to make money? Or you just have a bike sitting around that you just can't get rid of, and you might as well raffle it and get an extra $500.
Well,
what I don't understand.
One of two things. Like if I find a cheap enough bike to where I can buy it for cheap, I can make $500, $600, $700 and still sell cheap tickets, then I'll go buy it. For a while, I was getting hooked up on. I like doing brand new bikes because the winner's getting a brand new bike. It's not somebody's clapped out, fucking looped a million times, whatever. So I was getting deals on new bikes. I still can. I haven't really. I have a new quad at the dealership that hooks me up. I got to finish paying for it and go pick it up, but. I think people like the new bikes the best. But the other side of it is my homies will come at me with like, yo, I got this bike. I really don't want to deal with people on Facebook Marketplace. Do you want to raffle it for me? I'll give you $500. It's probably like a 50-50 split between my own bikes and other people's bikes. This last one I just did was a friend of mine's. The monkey before that was a good friend of mine. It's just a way for them to get the money they want for it. They don't got to deal with these clowns on Marketplace trying to lowball them. If you start your asking price too high because you know somebody's going to lowball you, somebody's just going to talk shit that your price is too high. I understand them avoiding the hassle, and like I said, I'm selling their bike for them, so they kick me whatever $500-$600.
That's kind of cool. No wonder Bruce is trying to sell his drift car or to raffle his drift car. Because people were ghosting him, asking 100,000 fucking questions. It's like it's a fucking drift car.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Come look. And this is like the day and age where people want to lowball you and talk to you via Facebook. They didn't even come look at whatever the fuck you're selling yet. Like, I don't know. All this shit just makes me feel old, dude. I remember I remember like buying and selling my BMX bikes in the classifieds in the newspaper. Like I had to send my ad in to the newspaper with like $3 and then wait for that shit to get printed and then hope somebody's gonna fucking call me. And even back then it would be like, oh, can I come look at it? You know, there was no haggling to be done until this motherfucker was here looking at what you were selling. Now it's like, dude, they want to do all the haggling before they even come look at anything.
They talk you down, and then they get to your house, and then they talk you down again.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
or they'll talk you down, and then you say, yes, come get it, and they won't show.
And then nothing. Yeah. I just posted my dad picked up a couple of Harleys to flip. He like bought them from an estate sale or something. And I put one of them up for him. Same thing. Dude's like, I got $7,000. I'll come today. And I was like, my dad didn't really want to take that little. So I was like, 7,500 is yours. He's like, nah. And later on in the day, my dad was like, just hit him back and tell him $7,000, come get it. So I was like, it was literally like 3 or 4 hours after my last message with this guy. And I was like, hey man, my old man said $7,000, it's yours, come get it. It's like, okay, cool. I was like, here's my number. You know, when do you want to come up? The day came, he's texting me, and then he just stopped responding. I'm like, bro, are you coming up or not? Like, never heard from him again. So it's like, dude, you said $7,000, I'll come by today. Yeah. And I said, okay. Then nothing. Ghosts, crickets, fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you didn't have typical. You didn't have that $7,000. Some people, like, I related to, remember in Joe Dirt when he would just fucking buy the auto trader just to look at the shit? Mm-hmm. Didn't have any fucking money. He's like, oh man, this lady's selling a cooter. Yeah. That's all it reminds me of. It's like, dude, that's Joe Dirt sitting at fucking his computer just looking at shit he can't buy. You know?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So you mentioned you make parts. Stunt parts?
No, I sell parts. So I'm a drag dealer. So drag and parts unlimited. So I can get anything. I can get stuff for your jet ski, for your fucking side-by-side, but mainly I sell Harley parts. So I'm just like any other guy on the internet selling you parts. My customer base is mostly local. I do have like a bunch of repeat customers that I like drop ship parts and stuff to, but mainly my customers are local. Like, if they're not my friends, they're a friend of a friend. They're coming to my house to get their parts. Like real, like mom and pop shop feel, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to see Ryan to grab my parts. You know, like not just click a button and wait for that shit to ship. Like, you know, I like it. I like talking to people. Unless you're bugging me about how to install your shit, you know, like. Yeah, I mean, the local riders, they keep me afloat out here. It's cool. Like I still have a full-time job, but I used to work at the local Harley dealership. They got bought out. I didn't really agree how the new owners were running shit, so I teamed up with another shop out here. He needed a drag account for himself. Or he already had the drag account for himself. But I brought us up to like a double platinum dealer. So that just means he gets a better deal on parts for himself. And I get to do what I get to do, you know? So
Is it hard to become a drag dealer?
Yeah. So, I mean,
what do you got to do?
Yeah. Yes and no. It used to be a lot easier. But now you got to have a legit shop. You got to have a storefront with a bunch of products from drag. You got to be open 40 hours a week. There's a buy-in amount. But like I said, he was already a operating business. with a drag account, I just accelerated his account because I sell so much stuff. So now our discounts are way better. We get like better promotional deals, all that stuff.
Do you still work with that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a close friend of mine. He used to be like a stretched swing arm street bike guy. That used to be like early 2000s. That was big out here. Like people with Busas with 300 rear tires and shit on there. But he's always a chopper guy. He knows like Billy Lane, and he knew Andy and Larry, and like all them guys. So he's the man.
Where can people buy from you?
DM me. That's how I do it. Until like I just got the LLC going. We're working on my website, so you can just click and buy. But like as of right now, just DM me with what you need, and we'll get you set up.
Yeah, the website thing is like
it's key, but like I didn't want to do a website and be all like on the radar until I got my business and got my tax ID and all that shit. So now that the business is legit, next is a website. So
speaking of legit, I feel like all businesses start not legit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, dude, I don't know if it was the right move. Like just the fucking sales tax and all this other bullshit. Even like my PayPal business account, they fucking hold the money for like 21 days. Like a bunch of like hoops to jump through and shit. And I'm like, this is why people don't go legit. Like you make it so fucking hard for somebody to make a living. Like no wonder why they don't go legit. Like when I was racing rally cars, my full-time job was wrenching on cars out of my garage. And that was probably the most fucking money I've made in my life. And I just had a fucking small toolbox in my garage. That was it. You know, once you open up a shop, fucking you got rent, you got fucking employees, all this shit. Like it's harder to make money if you ask me.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
And then one cool thing about having an LLC is you can write everything off. So everything motorcycle related can be a write-off.
Yeah, and
camera equipment.
That was a big reason for doing it too, because like if I leave Connecticut, whether it's vacation or whatever, like it's motorcycle related. Like
yeah, you could write off the whole trip, the hotel, the food, the gas to get there. Yep. The mileage, everything. So this next year, when I do my taxes, we'll see how that all works out. Because I feel like people say that they're like, "Oh, dude, just write it off." Like, which you can write it off, but you still have to spend the money when you're doing it. You know what I mean? You just get a break when you go to do your taxes. It's not like this trip was free for me because I'm writing it off. You know? Yeah, exactly. Like buy dinner. Buy a round of drinks. It's like, no.
Yeah. I still got to pay for the shit, dude. You know?
Yeah, right. But then again, it's not going into the government's pocket. At least.
Very true. Very true.
But we just found out like the other day, because we were applying for a second mortgage. She's like, do you have any other income? I'm like, well, we do, but we wrote it all off last year. Like we wrote everything off that we made through Get Vertical and
which
more.
Like your first they say like what, your first 2-3 years, like you're not going to show any profit.
No, because you invested back into the business and half of the money you're spending out of your own pocket to build the business. So really you're not making shit. But if you do that when you actually are making money and you don't claim the amount you're actually putting in your pocket, they won't consider that as income. So let's say you're trying to write off money that you actually did put in your pockets, and then you go apply for a mortgage loan. They're gonna be like, you didn't make shit last year. You're like, no, I swear to God, I made $100,000. No, you wrote off $150,000. Like, what are you talking about? You made shit last year, and
It's
then
a
you're
whole,
not getting that mortgage loan.
it's a whole catch-22. And that's why I went back to work. Like I said, I was fucking killing it. I mean, dude, I was able to pay my bills, pay for my house, all my shit, and still travel the country and race a car. You know, like, so I was doing pretty well. But then, like, I go to, like you said, go to get a mortgage or some shit, and they're like, well, you don't make any money. And it's like, well, I do. I just can't let anybody know about the fucking money you make, you know? So,
Exactly.
you know, it's all, I don't know, it's all bullshit. I just started, Connecticut has paid leave for, like, so I'm doing it because I just had a child. You get 3 months paid leave in Connecticut, but it gets taken out of your it gets taken out of your paycheck. It's taken out of everybody's paycheck. And that's like another reason why, I mean, besides I want to be home for 3 months with my fucking kid, I'm like, well, fuck, dude, it got taken out of my paycheck. You bet your ass I'm going to fucking take it back. And it's still, I don't know. It's like, would you rather have that extra money in your paycheck every week, or would you
Rather have 3 months off?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, everyone's probably paying taxes on it, so if you're not taking it, someone else will.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody else that'll probably, like, stretch the truth and still be able to get their fucking paid leave off or something, you know?
Or pump out babies just for it.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
You never know.
We got Connecticut, like you said, it's a blue state. There's a lot of, like, state assistance, welfare, all that shit. And sadly, I think people are popping out kids just to take advantage of the system. It's like,
Well,
dude, one more kid gets us some more money.
So I heard this thing, and it's brilliant thinking. It's by Jordan Peterson, and he said, I'm probably going to butcher it. He said, if someone tells you that they will feed you, they decide when you get to eat.
Yeah.
And it sounds so like, I'll feed you, like the government. I'll feed you. I'll give you cash. I'll take care of you. Everyone's equal, this and that. Yeah, well, then they tell you when you get bread.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could still be hungry. Like what they're saying is like a soundbite, you know?
Look
It
at all
sounds
the
so good. But
yeah, exactly. Until we were, like, all them stimulus checks they were handing out, right? Now we're paying like double for everything. So it's like, was it fucking worth it? Is it even related? Who the fuck knows? Like, I try not to think of or care about stuff like that. But it's like, oh yeah, that $1,200 check was cool, but now I'm paying fucking $7 for a gallon of fucking milk. Like, I don't know. Was it worth it? Is it fucking related? I think it is. Like, government just handed out a bunch of money and they got to make it back somehow.
how much is gas there?
Premium's like $5 a gallon.
Damn. I actually
Yeah.
don't even know how much it is in Phoenix. I don't look. I
mean,
don't have I
Cali-
don't have a choice.
Cali's got to be what, like $7-8 a gallon now.
Yeah, I looked in when I was in Anaheim how much a 4-bedroom. Actually, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,100 square foot house on a tiny lot, like just enough for the house. $900,000. The same exact type of property in Arizona is $400,000.
Yeah. Dude, and it's all trickled down to everything. Like, bike parts are fucking outrageous. Like, shit that... So, for the earlier year dynas, the 39 mil forks, I can get the brand new right side fork to do dual disc, right? And they used to be, I think it was $160 or $170 for a leg. And I literally came in to Harley to order one. It was like January or February, so it's a new year. They went up $100. I'm like, dude, I can see like the price going up a little bit, but like $100 fucking dollars, dude. Like, what the fuck? Batteries, the same thing. Like, batteries have almost doubled in the last few years. It's like so hard to have fun when everything costs so much fucking money.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got some questions from the audience before you go.
Okay.
Get It Gary wants to know if you can share a lesson you've learned stunt riding and how to avoid mishaps in the pack. Which I think you kind of already did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Any last antics you want to mention before we log out?
I mean, I would just say be more aware of your surroundings. Like if I had checked over that side of the bike or sooner or something, like that's another, like I said, everybody's always like, oh dude, if you can't drop back, fucking get out of the pack. And it's like, bro, if I saw him, I would have dropped my fucking wheel long before. Like I'm not one to ride over my head, and I'm not one to like test my luck. Like I would have fucking put my wheel down way back there. I would have never fucking hit him if I seen him. That goes back to all these Harley dudes checking behind them. Like fucking look behind you. Be aware of your surroundings. Like if some dude on a street bike is cruising a 50, 60 mile an hour wheelie, like you probably shouldn't fucking slow down and try to clutch up your Harley. Unless you got it like that and you can clutch up at 50, 60 miles an hour. Like there are dudes that do that. Like I got a 95 kit with some cams and heads in this thing now. And like, I haven't tried third gear, but I guarantee you it'll clutch up in third gear now. Second gear is like no problem. First gear, I can throw it up going 45, 50 miles an hour. So like sometimes you got it.
Well, speaking of that, do you think that a lot of Harley riders are wrecking in the streets because most of them are lot riders?
I'd like to think not, but maybe it is. Cause like, here's the thing. You're practicing more in the lot. So you should be dropping back and shit. Like it can't be that much fun to power wheelie through the lot. So I would think they would,
Well, there's specific skills though you have to practice before when you're riding the streets. Like you have to know to drop down to speed up and then drop it back to slow down. You have to know, like you said, the body movements when you know someone's about to clutch up.
Yeah,
I know lot riders understand that, like even the more professional ones, they understand that. But there is a difference from riding in the street in the lot. Like there is an etiquette. That's unspoken.
That's where I was gonna go. Is like their skills on the bike are probably there. But dude, being in a pack, like when you're not used to it, that can be pretty fucking overwhelming. Like just the fucking noise. Like, dude, you got to be pretty tuned in with your bike. Cause like, dude, I've been at rides where like, I can't even really hear my bike. And you got to like feel it out and shit. So I want to say they probably just like get a little overwhelmed and just aren't used to it. I don't know what would fix that besides more seat time in the pack. Absolutely. Like I said before, more seat time and just like chilling and observing what motherfuckers are doing.
Or just don't wheelie unless like there's wide open spaces. Like if you're not riding, like if I were to go on the street, I never ride streets. So I'd give myself extra space because I'm just not used to riding streets anymore.
Yeah.
Like
we just, Philly just had their summer ride out. And dude, I probably did like a handful of wheelies. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't have a lot of seat time on this bike since I put the fucking faster motor in it. So I just sat back and like enjoyed watching my boys and shit. And when I had room and when I felt comfortable, all right, I'm going to throw it up. But dude, everybody's got bad days. You know what I mean? Like, one of the best riders in the fucking world can have an off day.
Totally.
It's no big deal. Yeah.
So Gary Nato,
My homie Gary.
will you ever trade in your FXR for a Dyna?
No. Hell no. Never. I'll buy a Dyna, but I ain't. That thing, I'm either giving that to my son or I'm getting buried with it. And I have another one that's in pieces over there. That one I want to build with my son when the time comes. I'm at the age where, like, I don't want to get rid of nothing anymore. I just want to buy more shit.
Hoard it.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of your son, I wanted to tell the audience that you just had a baby.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Future rider, hopefully.
I know you already have plans for him to be riding. You're like, that's gonna be for my son. That's so cool.
Yeah.
How's it changed your outlook on life?
It might be too soon to. I don't think it's changed my like. It's definitely eye opening. Like, now this fucking other human being depends on me and my girl. You know, like, that's humbling in itself. But I don't know. I'm gonna love whatever he gets into. I hope he's into riding, you know, like my dad was into riding. I'm into riding. I want to share that with him. I want to share, like, my passion with him. So fingers crossed that I hope, you know, I've been grooming him a little bit. We're watching Supercross and motocross every day.
Get him used to the noise.
Yeah. He's took a nap in the saddlebag of my bagger. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for sacrificing your night with me.
Little one's
you've been with the newborn all day.
Yeah, the little one's sleeping, so this was perfect timing.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you having me here for sure.
I appreciate you hopping on. Let's link up for a group debate.
Yeah,
because we need some East Coast sauce in here in the group debates, because we're all from Arizona usually.
Yeah, you guys need some Beast Coast opinion over here.
Oh yeah, dude.